Labor Day. I'm going live on my Facebook group for Sober September, but also live on Instagram because I want to give y'all a sneak peek into what live coaching looks like in my Instagram or in my Facebook group for Sober September. And basically, I had an anonymous question, we'll keep it anonymous, from one of the members who shared that she was a little anxious about giving up alcohol, but because she was afraid that it would make her life more stressful. So I wanted to address that for you ladies in my Sober September challenge, but also for y'all on Instagram, so you can kind of just see how I do these lightning coaching rounds with the ladies in my group. So I totally get that. First of all, I want to let you know that it took me a good 6 months to actually commit to taking a break from alcohol when I kind of was feeling this rumbling in my core, because I was tremendously terrified of what it would mean for my life and my lifestyle. I was afraid that it would stress me out, that it would make it really hard to socialize, that it would make it hard to make friends, to navigate work situations where I was out like mingling and networking. I was single, so I was really scared that it would make me undateable and undesirable to people and make me seem like a loser and a prude. So I had all of these subconscious fears that giving up alcohol would be really hard. And honestly, the world reinforced that. Every ad I saw for a sexy, confident woman was a woman holding a martini. I had grown up in the Carrie Bradshaw era of Sex and the City, where I was taught that in order to be a confident, independent, fun, sassy, sexy woman like Carrie and all of the women on that show, that I needed to have a martini in my hand. And so from a young age, I started to believe this lie that in order to be social, in order to make friends, in order to have boyfriends, that I needed to lubricate the situation with a drink. So I'd already had years and years of reinforced thoughts and patterns that were confirmed by society and confirmed by media. So let's keep in mind that I had a lot of head trash going on, as I assume you do if you are trying to come to this decision. So what I would ask you to do is, if you are feeling fearful that giving up alcohol is going to add some stress to your life, number one, you have to write those fears into reality so that you can address them. So I'm a big fan of journaling. I say you have to get out your journal. Do not type this, handwrite all of the things you're afraid of giving up alcohol making more. This is not a proper sentence. Write down all of the things that you are afraid of becoming more stressed out about when it comes to giving up alcohol. So if it were me, those would have been things like going on dates, networking events, weddings, birthdays, celebrations of any kind, happy hour, navigating my friend and social scene at the end of the week. So I would have written down all of these things. Now, I want you to know that it will take you a ton of time to really unpack all of these things that are worrying you. It's not just going to be like you're flip a switch and you'll see all of these different situations differently. But what I will say is that over time, if you start to give yourself the test to navigate those situations without a drink, then you will absolutely start to figure out how much courage and capacity you have to actually do those things without alcohol. But what I'll ask you at this point is, after you've made that list of all of these things that you're stressed out about doing without a drink in your hand, I want you to really look at the list and say, what if these things are really, what if these items, who of these people are actually really fulfilling to me? What if these things are actually really fun? What if these things actually add value to my life? What in this list is actually enriching my soul, enriching my social life? What are the bonds that I'm making during these times that are unbreakable and wonderful bonds? And I think that when you sit down and you get real with yourself and you look at this list of things that you've compiled that you're afraid of facing without drinking, you're afraid that if you don't drink, you'll be stressed out about these situations. I think when you get real with yourself, what you're going to realize is most of these things are not adding value to your life whatsoever. And you know what? That's freaking scary. That is scary because it makes you feel like you've been living a lie, that you've been doing all of these things. You've been making these friendships. You've been doing these social activities that really aren't important. And I know that that can feel overwhelming, but I think that that is the fear that we are covering up by saying that quitting drinking will be too stressful. We're telling ourselves these lies about ourselves and about the interactions and the friendships and the things that we're doing that we've come to believe because it's a protective mechanism for us. So let's discuss that in a second. The next thing that I want you to do, though, is flip the page and make a second list. I want you to list down all of the things, because I assume if you are even considering doing Sober September or considering doing an alcohol-free stint at all, you started to hear some sort of rumbling in your core, as I once did, that said that alcohol is no longer serving you. So If you have heard that rumbling, I want you to make a second list. And that list is all of the things that alcohol is taking from your life. And for me, that looked like energy. For me, that looked like clarity. For me, that looked like the ability to wake up and get things done. I had all of these dreams that I knew that I wanted to achieve, all of these things that I wanted to give back to the world. And I knew without a doubt that spending my time out at happy hours, spending my time at boozy brunch, spending my time at Sunday fun day, and then not only that time, but spending the time with these vicious hangovers that left me, even if I had only had a couple of drinks, still tremendously mentally and physically drained, having this sense of anxiety that I had done something wrong, feeling like listless, like even if I didn't feel like crap, like I just didn't want to get off my couch and go do anything because I felt like mentally like one of my girlfriends and I called it the sadness, just this feeling that we had done something to not be proud of, even if we hadn't I'm not saying like we went out and robbed a bank or anything, but it was just this feeling of discontent and misalignment that I started to feel. And it was so heavy that it outweighed all of the fear that I had about all of those other scenarios, because I asked myself, what could my life be like if I took this one aspect, this one activity out of it? How might all of these things be lighter and brighter? And what I think you will find is, if you're really willing to consider and ask this question, is giving up alcohol won't add more stress to your life, but what it will do is it will uncover the things that you've been hiding by covering up the stresses that you have with this buffer, this barrier, this quick fix of types. So basically what we've been doing is we've been saying, okay, here's all of our stress. We're like a teenager. We're shoving it all under our bed so no one will see it, okay? So we're making our room look nice and clean, except there's all of this shit still under our bed that we haven't addressed. There's all of this stress that we're hiding with this buffer, this escape mechanism that we've been taught is 100% okay. So what is going to happen is, no, you're not going to feel more stress. You're not going to be more stressed out. You're just going to uncover real, true existing stress that is already there. And you're going to have the bravery to step up and say, I am strong enough. I am capable enough. I am resilient enough. I have been given all the tools that I need. And if not, I have the mentors available to me to help me unpack this stress that I've been burying and hiding under my bed for so many years. Because the fact of the matter is it's not going to get more stressful by taking alcohol out of your life. It's just going to get real. And if you've been living in a false reality, that can be super painful. That can be super hard. But I guarantee you that there are mentors out there like myself, or if I don't resonate with you, tons of other mentors who are teaching and sharing the same message right now, that you don't have to hit rock bottom. You don't have to have an alcohol use disorder in order to change your relationship with alcohol, in order to give up drinking. But that also doesn't mean that just because you don't have a quote unquote problem, that it's going to be easy. Let me tell you what, it is not. It is not doves and rainbows as soon as you decide to take a substance out of your life that you've been using as a coping mechanism. You will have a lot of stress that has been earmarked for you to tackle, that you've been avoiding. And you have to do that work if you want to live the life that you friggin' deserve to live. If you want to live the life that you deserve and that you are capable of. And let me tell you, it is a beautiful life where there is happiness and this wild gamut of feelings and possibility that you've been avoiding just because it's more convenient to drink and to cover that up. Man, I want that for you so bad. So if you have been, I know this is September 2nd, and tomorrow's the 3rd. If you are feeling like you want to take a break from alcohol, don't wait for the 1st of the month. Don't say that you missed the boat because you didn't start on the 1st, or you drank today, or you drank over the weekend. Do not do that to yourself. Don't wait for a new month or a new year or a new week. Make a commitment to do something for yourself, because there will never be a convenient time to make this change in your life. And if you are a woman and you're sober curious, you're a gray area drinker, meaning you are like not on the alcohol use disorder spectrum, please consider going ahead and joining Sober September. Y'all ladies are already in it, but you on Instagram might not be. You can find a link in my bio. I'll let people in through the end of the week. And if you're a fella, sorry, I don't have a program for you right now, but I would be happy to send you a link to the videos I did for my last segment where you could join in and watch the video replays. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comments or shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I'm happy to chat with you about this in more detail. And if you haven't joined Sober September, do so on the link in my bio. All right, bye for now, everyone.